What's up and welcome to the 2022 Brunchies. Dan, Chris, they're in Pittsburgh. I'm in LA. It's a cross-country award show. How many of those have you seen?
Not many.
Not many.
Not many at all.
I'm really excited to hand out the Icon Award this year. I think it's going to be a big one.
I'm really mad you just decided to say that right now, that we could have given out a brunch icon. Damn it, Chris.
Well, we have an hour, so maybe at the end, if this normally happens, we go through our conversations and something brilliant pops up. Maybe we'll come up with an icon. You never know.
That's true.
Oh man. Well, before we get into the Brunchies, which is our end of the year award show where we go through all of the great topics of everything that went on in the world and give our thoughts on all of it. Dan, let everybody know where they can find the Brunch Breakdown.
I'd be happy to do so because we've been doing this for over 126 episodes now, and this is the second coming of the Brunch Breakdown, and I know we have some new listeners, so we want to welcome you. If this is your first Brunchies, this is a special night. It's a special show for you. So thank you for tuning in. A brief rundown. You can find the Brunch Breakdown literally anywhere you can find podcasts, right? We're talking Apple, Spotify, Google, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible. Just search the Brunch Breakdown, hit follow and hit subscribe. And the new episodes, they come out every Wednesday. You hit follow, you hit subscribe, they will come directly to you. You don't have to look out for links or anything to download from us. Every Wednesday. Full video episodes are also available, so you can see our beautiful faces and some of our fancy attire today. That debuts on our YouTube and our Facebook pages at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific every Wednesday as well. And you can watch those on demand anytime you'd like after that. Of course, we're everywhere on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, TikTok, at Brunch Breakdown. Give us a follow. We follow you back, and we can become friends, lifelong friends. Last but not least, our Sounds of Brunch playlist. We get you what we're listening to each and every week, and we put those all into a nice double-stuffed version of the playlist. Last week, this week, we call it the Sounds of Brunch. It's available exclusively on Spotify.
Beautiful. I absolutely love it. Now, let's get into the Brunchies. And for those who are not familiar with the Brunchies, we go through all the things. Worst song of the year, best song of the year, our best beer, our best brunches, meme of the year, album of the year, so many different categories that we have that are all been voted on by us, not by you, all by us. You can give your opinions at Brunch Breakdown on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that good stuff too. All right, well, let's get into our first category to start the Brunchies, ladies and gentlemen. And the first category is Worst Song of the Year. Chris, get us started with your worst song of the year. Who's getting the first Brunchie?
This is perfect because I actually had to bring a tab up in my browser over here because not only do I have a worst song of the year, I want to read a little bit of it to you, spoken word, these lyrics, so that you just get a feel for how bad this song is. Dan, you're really going to appreciate this.
Yes.
The artist is Luke Bryan, and the song is Country On. If you like Luke Bryan, well, we probably can't be friends. Luke Bryan, all of his music just panders to the exact stereotypical person that you would think listens to country music. So let me read just a few snippets here from Country On. Hey, farm boy, keep dropping that plow, baling that hay, feeding them cows. From the rooster crow till another long day is gone, country on.
Oh.
Hey, big rig, keep clocking them miles, pulling that horn, making us smile, rolling that load down the road all night long, country on. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst song of 2022.
Chris, I'm so proud of you, first of all. So proud of you. And thank you for sharing it in the style that you did, because you basically just read a kindergarten farm poem. Is exactly what that is. Come on.
Yeah. And believe it or not, it does get worse. I'm not going to subject everybody to it, but if you want to Google the lyrics, I would invite you to, because I mean, you guys can cast a vote, but this is the worst song of 2022.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Dan, what is your worst song of the year?
So this is actually probably one of the more difficult categories for me. There's so many nominees, so many wonderful nominees in this category for me. Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill, like an honorable mention, because Meg Myers has a better cover of Your Own Song, and because of a TV show, that song became popular. Meghan Trainor, Made You Look, another wonderful nominee in this category that's coming up, just a bit short, but Meghan Trainor is basically emeritus in this category. It could be named after her. The Meghan Trainor Worst Song of the Year award. In fact, that's happening. But the award for Worst Song of the Year goes to, and I know one of you may feel a little different about this, but We Don't Talk About Bruno. Congratulations, Worst Song of 2022.
I like that song. Come on.
Yeah, I knew. So I knew one of you two would.
I think that song is trash, and I am with you. I think that song is absolute trash. The only good song on that whole, all of Encanto, is the Family Magical one. It's the first song in the friggin' thing.
That one's really good. Yeah.
Dude, bomb. She's like turns into Migos at the end of it. It's like my family. It's nuts. It's just nuts. Screw Bruno. All right. Worst song of the year. I had high hopes for this one. High hopes. But it's not good. Hold Me Closer. Elton John, Britney Spears. Legitimately the worst song of 2022 for me. I had high hopes thinking this was going to be our moment for Britney to do something that had nothing to do with her Instagram page. No. It was just her singing poorly to Elton John. There was nothing different about it. There was nothing special about it. The beat changed or whatever. That's it. And it is just trash. And I need it to go away from my life. I hate that song so much. It's terrible. Like, shouts to Elton John. All the other little remixes he's done in the past like few years have been awesome. This one, trash. And
that's
yeah.
That's what was surprising about it, right? Is he's coming off this like red hot track with Dua Lipa, and you had a chance to do something similar. Not that we're putting the blame on Elton John. I mean, no. Like you said, Britney didn't exactly bring the A game either. But no. Wow, interesting pick by you, but
terrible.
Okay.
Terrible. Do those end up going on the playlist along with the other music that we talk about? I think it's 100%. Important that they do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
100%. Just the one runner up, I have just another big disappointment for me. Gail, who had one of my songs of the year last year in ABC FU, this year she put out a song called Fuck, Marry, Kill, and it's honestly the worst song. It's terrible.
Wow. Yeah.
It's terrible. That's just awful. Like, I don't know why you would make a song like that. It just sounds like it's just annoying. It's just really annoying. Like, it sounds like somebody in high school would write in the back of class and then sing it to you, and you're like, why did you make a song called Fuck, Marry, Kill? Like, why'd you do that? It's terrible. So
congrats to the winners.
Congrats to the winners and the runners up. Shouts to everyone for participating this year. Worst song of the year. Here we go. Let's get into one of our favorite categories here. We talk about it every week. Beer of the year here on the Brunch Breakdowns, Brunchy Awards. I am going to get us started with that one. My beer of the year goes to Crown and Hops Brewing in Los Angeles, the dopest hazy IPA. I had to hunt this thing down like crazy because, one, the can is amazing. Also, like, Crown and Hops are awesome too, but it was very hard to find it. Because honestly, when you're going through the beer aisle and you see something that says the dopest hazy IPA and you like hazy IPAs, are you not going to go grab that? You're going to grab it. And it's also very good. Grapefruit, pineapple, everything that Daniel Dudley likes. And my beer of the year for sure. And I'm trying to find it again, and it's hard. But anyways, the dopest IPA.
You came through with some strong beers on Brews Day this year, my friend. I remember that one. That's a good one by you. I'll go up next. Of course, many beers to choose from this year. Always a difficult category for me. Worst song of the year and beer of the year. They're just they level up for me. That's where I spend my time thinking the most. I had some great ones. Hitchhiker's Limited Blend Peanut Butter and Coffee Stout. A wonderful nominee in this category. But the beer of the year happened many moons ago, earlier in 2022 for me. The fine folks at 450 North. We all remember their ultra thick, slushy, smoothie beers. And the Slushy XL Cinnamon Toast Munch was the best beer that I had in 2022. I had it back in January, and it's, if you can envision it, it's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk with hints of peach, which when you read it as Cinnamon Toast Crunch Munch, whatever, you're like, what's peach doing in there? Peach doesn't belong with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It does belong. And now I know it does belong, and it's wonderful. Almost made it like peach pie, just absolutely incredible. 450 North Slushy Extra Large Cinnamon Toast Munch beer of the year.
Nice.
I like
That's
it.
That's got a lot of Dan keywords and key phrases in there. That sounds right. That sounds right.
Should we have I'll give a second award away real quick to like a beer flavor of the year. Last year, Marshmallow ran away with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is this year that I had in there. Often you guys probably take more notes on that than I do, but I feel like milk sugar was a popular one this year, but cinnamon, always the secret ingredient.
Good stuff, guys. I surprisingly enough, kind of struggled with this one, partly because, I mean, like Dan said, there's a lot of good beers out there, right? And also partly because I kind of, once I find some that are in my wheelhouse, I gravitate to them, right? But we took, Dan, you're going to have to I want you to fact check me here.
Okay.
We took a trip to Chicago for a bachelor party. And I remember Son of Juice.
Yes. Yes.
And I remember that on the trip, then we were calling ourselves the Sons of Juice. So I think it's Maplewood Brewing out there in Chicago, Illinois. I remember really enjoying that IPA in particular. And if the beer has the word juice in it for me, I remember I had juice pants the previous year. So we go to Son of Juice. It works, right? Very big fan of juicy IPAs. And I think it's important for me to kind of have that emotional connection to why the beer was so good. And that was a blast of a trip with the boys in Chicago. There was an inside joke about the beer. I just kept coming back to that one as my beer of the year. So I'm going with Son of Juice from Maplewood Brewing. Shout out to Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, you nailed that, my friend. That was a wonderful beer. And we kept coming back to it because you're in the land of Chicago where they have a lot of craft beer. And then you see the beer menu and they're names you've never heard of. So we were initially drawn to Son of Juice. Let's do it. It was the first beer, if I'm not mistaken, that we had the very first night. And we kept going back to it whenever we saw it popping up. Excellent. Super juicy, flavorful. Great beer. Great winner.
Nice. Son of Juice. Anytime we get a chance to shout out OJ, we will do it.
Hey, former Brunchy winner, right? Former person of the year.
Former Brunchy winner. And that was before we changed our person of the year to person we'd want to have brunch with. I don't know if you want to have brunch with OJ.
An important detail. Yeah.
Right.
But I will have OJ at brunch.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah. It's beautiful. All right. Our next brunchy that we shall give out is the best thing we saw on TV. Best thing we watched, best TV show, whatever you want to call it. Because last year, I have it written down as a million different things in my notebook. It was best thing we watched, best TV show, best this. I don't know. Anyways, let's just call it best thing we watch, guys. And Dan, get us started. What you got?
This was one of the easier categories for me. A lot of great stuff and no shortage of finding anything on TV nowadays, right? It's almost too much to choose from. It went to Severance for me. Severance on Apple TV with Adam Scott playing a more serious role, maybe not than other fans are used to him seeing, whether that's in Parks and Rec or Wedding Crashers, but he's absolutely incredible in the show Severance on Apple TV, and it's easily my show of the year. Some great runners-up, honorable mentions. Ted Lasso, We Crashed. We talked about that one before. Barry on HBO, and Inventing Anna on Netflix. I didn't think I'd like that, and I liked it a lot, but not enough to take down Severance. Congratulations.
Nice. Chris.
This is by far the hardest category for me of everything that we're voting, guys. Last year, I picked college football because I don't watch a lot of TV programs. And I hate to break it to you guys, I could not come up with a TV show that I watched this year that wasn't live sports. So I went to wife Katie, and she watched a lot of the show Jane the Virgin while she was on maternity leave. So she's going to get a celebrity shot on this one. And I'm going to put that as the show of the year because I quite simply did not stick with more than one episode of any show in 2022. And that is not an exaggeration. I just straight up didn't.
Listen, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Katie.
She also added in anything about the royal family, but I don't know what's going on there. So that was another. She watched that docu-series on the two. I don't even know their names. The two people that were staying at that guy's house in LA for a while.
Harry and Meghan.
Harry and Meghan.
Meghan. Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Tyler Perry's house. You know this stuff, Chris. Don't act like you don't.
I straight up forgot the guy's name, but yes, Tyler Perry. I remember you explaining it to me to help me understand what my wife was talking about. Yes.
Kristen, you host a royal wedding brunch at your house for Harry and Meghan's wedding?
Yes. That was at
wanted to clarify.
That was at my house. That was my level of involvement in the party.
What's those two people? Those royals. They stay at that guy's house.
Yeah.
God. But Jane the Virgin being her pick. Jane the Virgin, which ended 5-6 years ago.
That's what I thought. I was going to say, I don't think that show's on anymore, and I don't even watch it.
Absolutely not.
Listen, man, there's not a lot of TV happening in this household. There's just not.
What are you watching during the summer?
I don't watch TV, man. Especially during the summer, there's no football on. I don't watch TV in the summer.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah. You think I'm watching the Pirates? Come on.
I know. Yeah. See, I knew you weren't doing that, so I was trying to see if, maybe one night you stumbled onto.
No, that's when I get outside. That's when I get outside. Yeah.
Can't get enough Bob Walk during the summer. That's Chris's favorite TV show. Whatever Bob Walk is on.
Oh goodness.
My God. All right. The best thing on TV. I have some runner-ups. The Dropout, I absolutely loved. Absolutely love that. Elizabeth Holmes, that whole thing is crazy. The scammers won this year, honestly. Inventing Anna, and the cool thing about Inventing Anna is if you watch any of the real interviews with the real Anna who scammed all these people, you will like the show on Netflix even more because it's just she nails this girl. It's a ridiculous thing. You're just how is this real? And then you're watching it, you're like, wow, she's real. This is crazy. But the best thing I watched, funniest thing I watched also, Abbott Elementary. That show came out of nowhere in the middle of this year on ABC, and just a network sitcom being this funny and this hilarious, makes me laugh out loud every single episode at least 3 times, and that's very hard to do, especially on network TV when you're not cursing, you're not doing whatever, and it's awesome. And I don't know if you guys aren't on the Abbott Elementary train, get on it. It's amazing. The show's incredible. So
yeah, I've recalled you talking about it for quite some time. It's just Yeah, cable TV is it's wild, man.
Dude, and another reason why you guys should be watching Abbott Elementary, you guys both love The Office.
Mm-hmm.
It's shot the same way, but it's about elementary school, and it's amazing. It's just, it's so funny. So there you go. Those are the best things we watched this year. Thanks to Katie for nothing, by the way. Jesus Christ, Katie. I'm not mad at your husband. I'm mad at you, Katie. Mad at you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you.
Like, I'm fine.
I'm mad at you. I was fully ready for Chris to tell me something that I missed from like the college football playoff selection show or whatever. Like I fully was ready for that. Like I was ready for that. I'm actually kind of bummed that you didn't give us that. So maybe I'm mad at you too. Who knows? All right. Well, speaking of that, let's get into the sports moment of the year here on the Brunchies. Chris, get us started. Go for it.
I'm going to be super niche and on brand for me. The best moment of the sports year happened at the very beginning of the college football season for me. We brought back the backyard brawl, which is nice to see in football. In college football, we bring back a rivalry, right? And then the way the game played out, Pitt ended up winning with an interception late in the game. I ended up like underneath a massive pile of humans in celebration. It was just like unbelievable from start to finish. Our quarterback dropped the F-bomb at the night before. Like everything worked out. I mean, everything that happened after that game for our football season did not go very well, but that was a great kickoff to the college football season. And that's my sports moment of the year.
Beautiful. Like that. All right, I'm going to go next. I forgot about the backyard brawl. That's so funny. But no, I'm happy you mentioned that moment. I have a couple runner up here. The Nets, just the Nets, literally just the Nets are one big encompassing sports moment of this year. Just everything about them is just perplexing, with Kyrie and just Kevin Durant just somehow showing no emotion whenever James Harden is leaving, like somehow demanding a trade without demanding a trade. Just, I don't know. It's just Steve Nash. The whole thing's just absolute mess. But yeah, the Nets, absolutely that. But my favorite sports moment of this year was watching everyone in Pittsburgh act like they like Ben Roethlisberger. Hilarious. The best sports moment of 2022. 100%. It was the beginning of 2022. Incredible. I almost chose Tom Brady. Solid. Tom Brady retiring and unretiring. Solid runner up. But just watching everyone act like they like Ben for like a weekend. And then when the Steelers made the playoffs, people were like actually angry that the Steelers made the playoffs. They were like, we got to do this again. We don't like this guy. What the fuck are we doing? This sucks. Anyways, that is my sports moment of the year. You guys all of you just bent over backwards trying to act like you liked this guy. None of you like him. He was your quarterback. He did the thing, won Super Bowls, but none of you liked him. You try to act like he was Peyton Manning for you guys or something. No. Nobody likes that guy. And it was amazing watching you guys do backflips trying to act like you liked him. Sports moment of the year.
I'll tell you what, over the past 11 months, his stock has only gone up in Pittsburgh. I think people realizing like, oh man, that was bad last year, but whoo, this has been some rough stuff. So many sports moments to choose from. I mean, I could say, try to pick a moment, right? The entire Winter Olympics. I mean, that's Steel City Dan right there, right? But specifically within the Winter Olympics, that another doping scandal with a Russian athlete, that young figure skater from Russia, that craziness, and she just like mentally collapses. That was just absolute wild story to follow during the Olympics. Then you had Shaun White retiring, Lindsay Jacob Ellis getting her gold medal after 16 years that she'd been competing in the Olympics, and then incredible like teammate run that they had the next day, and she won a second one. The year in golf, right? Golf had its best year like ever with this Live Tour drama that is still going on, by the way. Like, huge year for golf. not quite a moment. I think you guys shouldn't be surprised to know this, but moment of the year, sports moment of the year. Joseph Chestnut Jr. III winning his 15th Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest championship with a broken foot and, if you recall, throwing a protester in a headlock and throwing him off the stage at the same time. Just remarkable feats of strength. If it was just a regular championship victory, Joey might not get this award. But with a broken foot and a protester, trying to rattle him, an incredible victory. Sports moment of the year. Congrats, my buddy.
I'll give you the headlock and the protester, but let's not act like a broken foot hurts this guy's ability to eat. Okay? Come on.
He's got to stand there and eat.
Listen, maybe Chris can answer this. I don't think there's any scientific, I don't know. There's nothing that tells you that when you get hurt, you eat more. But I feel like when you are injured, you eat more. So if anything, a broken foot was an advantage for Joey Chestnut.
Right. He was eating his feelings because he was so sad about his broken foot.
Yeah.
That's very niche. I like the pick, Dan. I just don't like the way you describe your rationale for it.
No, it's just an incredible moment.
Yeah.
In 2022. It'll stick with me.
Next 4th of July, I want analytics on what other, since you have Joey Chestnut analytics, I want analytics on what other injured competitive eaters have competed in different events and how they've fared based on those injuries.
I'll be ready. 6 months, countdown's on.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted. Oh my God. Any other sports moments you guys love this year?
I was thinking, I couldn't choose it because I felt like a dick, but I wanted to kind of make a joke there about Tom Brady just ditching his whole family for football.
Dude,
I thought about it.
It was almost my number one, but the Ben thing literally made me chuckle once I started thinking more about it.
There's a very late nominee, and honestly, if it maybe would have happened earlier in the year, could have considered it. Really, two that just happened within the last 24 to 48 hours of us recording this. The Indianapolis Colts Matt Ryan blowing a 33-0 lead to the Vikings. And number two, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but in one of the wildest finishes in NFL history, the Raiders beating the New England Patriots with 0 seconds left on the clock in the most incredible play you will ever see. Again, this did not happen that long ago, but an absolute wild play. To summarize it briefly, it's tied 24 apiece. It's the last play of the game. The Patriots are trying to just chuck the ball back and forth, doing the Hail Mary Stanford band is on the play thing. And they throw the ball backwards and it gets intercepted by an Oakland. Dini's watching it for the first time now. It gets intercepted by a Raiders defender. He plows over Mac Jones, the only guy in his way, and runs into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. It's the most amazing play I've ever seen, and a late nominee and probably well-deserved. Maybe we can lump that into next year's category, but fascinating football to finish off.
And the guy that intercepted it played for the Patriots last year.
Yes.
So maybe he should be icon of the year.
Yeah, right. Just wild, undisciplined nonsense play. Didi, I see the look on your face says it all.
Okay. So I literally, you were because I just hit play on this. I found the first Twitter video I saw, and you were literally going play by play as I watched. So I don't know who's on the call of this game because I'm watching it on mute, but you were the call in this game, and it was literally until you stopped to notice that I was watching it in real time. You were literally on it step by step. It was holy shit. Mac Jones got to be embarrassed. That's embarrassing. He just gets the stiff arm of all stiff arms.
And he kind of just turtled. He was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm really
Wow.
interested in hearing like the post game on that though, because that play started, it was a draw. It was a running back up the middle, like we're gonna run the clock out, and then I kind of think the players just went rogue. Like who runs a lateral play like that out of a halfback draw? Like I want to hear Belichick talk about this because I can't imagine that's what he called.
No.
Who's he throwing it to?
Dude, most accurate 20-yard pass I've ever seen, just to the wrong team.
I'm like, I don't know who number 16 is for the Patriots, but I don't know who he's throwing. Is he throwing it to Mac Jones?
That's the only person he could be throwing it to.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
It was tight spiral.
Wow. Okay. Well,
wild play.
Wow. Honorable mention. Sports moment of the year. Holy shit. Especially if you're a Patriots fan. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. I wasn't ready for that one. But one of my honorable mention sports moments also in a non satirical thing. I loved watching Steph Curry win. I loved it. I loved watching him win it. I loved watching him get the MVP because I feel like so much of Steph has been he didn't win MVP. He shrinks in the finals. He's never the best player, and he just did it, and there was no question about it. So that was like one of the coolest things for me because I hate when great players kind of get that weird thing where it's like, oh, he doesn't play well in the finals or the Super Bowl or whatever, and then he just did it. So that was cool.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, well, moving on. Let's get back into music, guys. The best song of the year for the Brunchies. We talk music every week on this show, so let's get into the best songs of the year. Daniel Knopp, get us started. Who's winning the Brunchies for song of the year?
This is always one that I think we all struggle with, right? Just because of how much we have a focus of music, not only on this podcast, but in our lives, and how many songs to go through, looking at 52 weeks of music and trying to pick the best song of the year. This could really go anywhere. Discovered a band called Ripe, and their song Settling was like the song of the summer for me, secretly. Good honorable mention. But it came down to two. And frankly, I have them written down and I didn't actually make a decision. So I'm going to do it right here on the spot, going with my gut. If you would have told me in April that this would have been who I'm giving this award to, I'd have said, you're absolutely out of your freaking thick skull. But congratulations, Harry Styles, as it was. Ooh, you're getting best song of the year for me, which an extra tip of the cap for someone I really didn't care for. But that song wouldn't leave me alone for some reason. And then they started playing it on like Alt Nation. And I'm like, what is happening? And then I realized I actually enjoy that song. So that unfortunate runner-up went to Unholy, Sam Smith, Kim Petras. Another incredible song. Just short this year, but Harry Styles, as it was, song of the year.
Beautiful. I like that song a lot. I just couldn't, I don't know. There's something about it. Just couldn't put it on my list.
Sure.
Christopher, let's get it. Song of the year.
All right, boys.
This year, Chris. This year.
Again, hold on. Chris, it's what you're listening to, not what Dan's listening to.
No, it's funny he said that because there was this song that played throughout Jane the Virgin that I was really a big fan. No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, I did have a few albums and songs this year that I just found these bands out of nowhere, and then like kind of went back through, their albums, from years past, and I had a couple albums that I wanted to have be album of the year this year that were from like 2021 or 2019. But anyway, getting back to my roots here for song of the year, going a little less mainstream than I have in previous years. I listened to on that theme. I listened to a lot of punk this year, like a lot of pop punk. Kind of did a better job this year of finding more bands, more obscure bands that maybe don't have huge followings, but put out really good music. And a band that actually came back out of the woodwork after being gone for 5, 6, 7 years. It's a band called With the Punches. They're from New York, kind of on the heavier side of the pop punk genre. But they were getting really, really popular and then just stopped playing music for so long. Came back with an album this year called Discontent, and the title track from that album, Discontent, is my song of the year. They came back with so much energy and like so true to the same energy. It's hard for bands like this to get into their 30s and have the same energy that they had when they were in their 20s. Like it's hard to do that. But they did. And I absolutely love this song. I love the album. And it is my song of the year, Discontent from With the Punches.
I love it.
They were not on Jane the Virgin, just to be clear.
Any runner up, Chris?
Yeah, you know what? I would put this band called Honey Creek, which surprisingly, they're from my native state of Wisconsin. They had an entire album. I don't have the album name written down, but this band Honey Creek had an album from 2019 that I discovered this year, that like all 10 songs in the album, if you go into my Spotify Wrap, they're like in the top 50. Like I absolutely love the album. And I was very tempted to pick something off that album and put it in here, but I wanted to be current, you know, like the kids these days.
There you go.
I feel you. That's the hard part about this list for me. There are songs that get me excited, but then I have to think back, like, is that the song that I listened to the most this year? And I tried to use the Apple Music replay, but that didn't really work that well because my favorite song was not the Eureka theme song from the Disney Junior show. But my favorite song of this year, Heated by Beyonce, not a single, deep cut. And this is going to go into we'll talk about this when we talk about best album, but just, I feel like my favorite songs this year all came from my favorite albums of the year.
That's good.
And
I like that.
It's just like, and so it's like, I have these deep cuts. It's like, I could have used Break My Soul. I love Break My Soul. That song's incredible, but it was just like, there are certain songs on that album that I love so much but Heated was definitely it. But like, it's a really cool year for music. Like SZA just put out an album like a week ago. Nobody Gets Me. It's like one of my favorite songs of maybe ever. Like that song is like shit. Like play that song for someone you love, and holy hell, that shit's amazing. But yeah, Steve Lacy, Bad Habits, like Central C, Doja, Ice Spice Munch. There's so many great songs that came out this year. But Heated by Beyonce was just the song that just every time, that song just has so many different levels. There's so many things going on in that song. I just love it so much. So yeah, so big shouts to all of our winners for songs of the year. Shouts to you. And don't end up on the worst songs next year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into meme of the year. Meme of the year. Guys, I'm going to get us started here. It was easy for me. Watch this.
Oh,
watch this. Watch this. Meme of the year for sure. Just seeing that used in a million different ways this year was awesome. It was cool to see something replace like Hold My Beer will always be funny, but I feel like for a solid amount of time this year, watch this. Hell, like just took away from Hold My Beer for the memes on Instagram, Twitter, and all that. So shouts to Usher. Meme of the year.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow that up because that was mine too.
Beautiful.
I had the same thing. I had the same thing. I'll just give a quick runner up. There were a few different memes where it was like the guy at a bar or a club screaming into a clearly disinterested girl's ear about something, and then that turned into like just basically everything that everybody is really interested in but nobody else cares. I thought those memes were very funny. But yeah, Usher, Watch This was just like, it worked for everything. I love
everything.
Gentlemen, I think for probably the first time in Brunchy's history, we have a clean sweep because I absolutely as well. Usher, watch this. Go. It wasn't even close. A clean sweep of the category. Love that. Chris, the one you were just referencing there about screaming into like the girl screaming into the guy's ear at a music festival. That one still got a little bit of steam. I like that one. It's tough for me because memes get so overused 95% of them, right? And then they just lose their steam. Like a good song on the radio can just become a song you hate really quickly because of how much it gets played. She's a 10 or he's a 10, but that was great. It was great in its moment. And then it's just started to, it's one of those things, the Spirit Halloween costume things, the first couple of days, loving it. And then it was just everywhere. And I'm like, now I hate this. But yeah. Usher, watch this. That never happened. Easily the winner for Meme of the Year.
Well. Shouts to Usher. Wow. Clean sweep with the brunchies. Do we send him? Does he just get like a bigger brunchie or does he like get 3 brunchies?
I think like this has never happened before. So yeah, we do have an icon award to give out this year.
Wow.
It's Usher.
Icon. And does this fit your criteria, Dan? Usher's been around since I want to say like
he's eligible.
Usher's been around since the 90s.
Icon eligible. He's on your watch list, Dan.
Yes. Well deserved.
Well, there you have it.
Well, shouts to Usher. Icon.
Wow.
At the brunchies. Let's go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Chris, you were right. It happened organically within the moment. We just start talking and then there it is. He sweeps a category. And
wow. Man, Usher was like, oh, brunchies. Watch this. Icon. Man, damn. All right. Well, let's get into our albums of the year. This is our first to last, actually, category we have. So sad. Brunchies are almost done. But albums of the year, guys. Who wants to get us started? Go for it.
I'll go first. A band that I discovered this year, had never heard of them previously. The band's name is No Pressure. They came out with an album, self-titled. So the album was called No Pressure. And kind of similar to what I said about With the Punches, this band just brings so much unbelievable energy. So like when I found them for the first time and heard the first song on the album, it just blew me away. And then the fact that every single song in the album carried the same level of intensity and energy. You guys know I like to get a little something from the music that I listen to. This band, they're kind of similar, I would say, to The Story So Far, if you're familiar with that band, a bit more established. But I absolutely loved everything from this album. And they're a relatively young band, so I'm excited to see what they come out with in the future. But the album No Pressure from the band No Pressure, that's my album of the year.
Nice.
All right.
Let's get it going. Dan, album of the year. I know it's hard for you.
Really hard, right? Really, really tough. A lot of great nominees. Dayglow put out an album not that long ago, maybe in September, October, called People in Motion. A fantastic nominee, a runner-up, unfortunately. I gave him Song of the Year, so how can I not at least nominate him for Album of the Year? Because the album was great. Harry's House by Harry Styles. Can't deny it. But again, a runner-up, an honorable mention in this category. There were a couple what I want to call unhonorable mentions, and that's just kind of because of the news that has kind of come out by either the musician or somebody in the band that's not super positive right now, but I don't want to completely throw away the music. We by Arcade Fire and Who Cares by Rex Orange County. Call them unhonorable mentions, right? However, gentlemen, this award was won a long time ago. We look at all of 2022 when we talk about these awards, and way back in January, The Weeknd put out Dawn FM, and I just couldn't find another album that from start to finish, top to bottom, I enjoyed more. He held that reign the entire year. There's been some great albums. Steve, you mentioned SZA's album. And a couple more weeks, maybe that gets pushed into next year. I love that album. But Dawn FM by The Weeknd, album of the year.
Yeah. God, I love Dawn FM. That album's amazing. And it was very hard to not pick it as my number one. I love that album so much. I love the Lizzo album Special. I love that shit so much. Just you mentioned this as an album again. Beyonce Renaissance. That's the album of the year for me. I just don't understand how someone this far into her career just cares about making something this freaking awesome. When literally you could just put out a couple songs and tour and just be, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like Beyonce's been around since freaking, I think I was like 11 years old when No 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 came out by Destiny's Child. Like, who else is around since 1995? Like, honestly, let's be honest here. Like, who's around? Like, I don't know why. And just so much care, so much everything about it. And it's a dance album and it's just so awesome. And just, I can't wait to see this thing live. And good God, I just love this album. And my whole family loves this album. That's another thing about it too. It's, it's hard to get, I have some hard critics in the whip, but freaking Saoirse loves this album. So that's it, man. Beyonce Renaissance. I freaking just, God damn it. I love this. I love that album. But yeah, The Weeknd, Dawn FM. I love that album too. But yeah.
Yeah. No, you can't go wrong with Beyonce though. The queen.
No. God, man. Dude, I can't wait for the playlist this week, guys, because we got to make sure we get this to Dan on time.
Thank you.
So, a lot of songs, a lot of music.
Yeah,
a lot of music.
Yeah,
on the playlist this week. All right, well, let's get into our last category, boys.
Two more.
Wait, last two? Which one do we have? I know we have Person of the Year. What else?
And Brunch of the Year.
Oh my God. Well, that was dumb. Anyways, Person of the Year and Brunch of the Year. All right, so let's get into Person of the Year that we would like to have brunch with. I'll get us started here, guys. I'll do it. It's Usher. I didn't expect you guys to both pick him as meme of the year, so we ended up talking about Usher a little bit earlier. But this was just a cool reminder of how fucking awesome Usher was this year. Because that Tiny Desk, I don't know if I could put that as my album of the year, but I freaking love that. I listened to that shit so many times. The 25 minutes, if you were listening to this, you have not watched that. It is incredible. Like, it's so effortless. It looks like he literally just like walked out of his house and just was like, hey, I'm in, whatever, I guess I'm in DC, guess I'm here. Might as well just go and sing some songs. And it's just effortless. There's no, I don't know how anybody can sing that well. And he just does it for 25 minutes and it's awesome. And just Usher. But yeah, but also his freaking Vegas residency looks incredible. I watch all the clips from that. I need to go. Also, so that's why he's my person of the year that I want to have brunch with. I want to have brunch with Usher and have him sing to me. And whoever else is at brunch with me. You're all welcome. Just got to be Usher fans. Person of the year. I want to have brunch with.
I like that a lot.
Now it automatically disqualifies him from Icon because you know how I feel about Icons winning another category in the same year.
Oh my God.
But I think I have another one. We'll talk about that at the very end for Icon of the Year. Person of the Year that I'd like to have brunch with. Because you want it to be somebody that had a great year, right? That really had a great 2022, but you also, you want to have a conversation with them. You have a brunch with them. There's a lot of bad people that had a big year. I don't want to have brunch with them. Taylor Swift had a great year, right? It would be a lovely brunch with Taylor Swift. It just would. It just would. On a more personal level, Kenny Pickett. Would love to have brunch with Kenny Pickett. Are you kidding me? Having a great year.
Go to the Oaklander with him.
Exactly. But for me, gentlemen, and may I say for we, I think the person of the year goes to none other than our number one fan, Jordan Sparks, person of the year that I'd want to have brunch with. If you recall, back in January, we had a topic on this very program of songs by women you sing with your whole chest. And Dee and I, or maybe Chris and I, both had Battlefield by Jordan Sparks on there. She showed us some love on Instagram. And we've been Jordan Sparks fans for a long time, and that happened this year. Yeah. So, person of the year, and I would certainly love to have brunch, Jordan Sparks.
Has her new music came out? Because when she commented on our post, she's like, "You just wait till that new shit drops." Maybe she didn't say it like that, but she said something like that.
Basically, listen, when someone says I got new music coming out, that's how I say it in my head. It's like, oh, wait, you just wait. But she's been everywhere, though. Like, she's been performing, I feel like, at all the Thanksgiving parades. all the Christmas parades.
Yes, she
like
did.
she was on Dancing with the Stars. She was a lot of places.
See, I don't watch, as you know, I don't watch TV, so I wasn't aware of any of that.
So maybe she's got some, but I mean, none of it's been new music though.
Yeah.
But she's been doing a lot of things. She's very present.
Good for her.
So
Good for her. I think our goal in 2023 as a podcast should be to really get on these cameos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have the notification on as soon as she's available. Jordan, we are first in line, girl. We're first in line.
Yes. Chris, person of the year you would like to have brunch with.
Yeah. As we were talking through things, my mind went back to Usher. But I'm gonna stick with my original pick, and you guys may call this a cop-out. And you know what? I don't care, because my wife gave birth this year. So she is automatically person of the year, and we don't get to go out.
What a dick.
No.
What a dick. What a dick.
And we like never get to go out to eat, like, ever. So I would actually really love to go to brunch with my wife. So this works out perfectly that the category is structured this way. My wife is person of the year, and if Usher wants to come to brunch with us, he can come with us.
Fuck you, Chris.
I don't know what to say.
Not using that as a clip for social media. I can tell you that right now. I don't need that one coming back to haunt anybody else.
God damn it, Chris. Why? You just wanted to make me look bad. You did this on purpose.
No, bro, I didn't. You decided to go first. You could have let me go first, and you could have changed your pick. It's not my fault.
Chris is like, watch this. Watch this.
Yes.
Damn it.
I'm changing my sports moment of the year to the day I got married.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, Chris. God damn it. Well, all right. Well, let's get to our last category. It is, of course, the brunch of the year. Chris, you go first.
Yeah, well, my wife actually made a great brunch, so we're just gonna piggyback off that last one.
If it's pizza eggs, I'm turning this broadcast off right now.
No, Dan. Pizza eggs are so 2021. Okay. No, and I think I don't remember when this came up, but I talked about this on the podcast this year. Katie made this like egg ring, which was like this like croissant mixed with like borderline huevos rancheros, but like baked in the oven it was unbelievable. It was by far, like, I didn't even think of anything else brunch wise that could have been on the list this year. It was absolutely the egg ring. And hey, for you listeners at home, good news. You can make this too. Just like Google it. You'll figure it out. It's really good.
Nice. Actually sounds really good.
I remember that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Dan, brunch of the year.
Brunch of the year. What a proud category to be able to present this award, of course, on the Brunch Breakdown. And boys, it was actually an easy one for me, because this would be, if we had a best brunch of your life category, this one would at least be nominated. It was that damn good. And a trip to Greenville, South Carolina, down in the South, where frankly everything's better. I had, from a place called Golden Brown and Delicious, it was the Biscuit Benedict. And I'll just run it down for you real quick. It was 2 garlic and chive biscuits, short ribs, braised collards, some runny eggs, a little hollandaise sauce, and pepper cured duck and some ham. I mean, this thing changed my life. The Biscuit Benedict from Golden Brown and Delicious in wonderful Greenville, South Carolina. A very, very easy award to give out. Brunch of the year.
I don't know why that hit me so hard, but it did. Golden Brown Delicious Biscuits Benedict. Like,
yes. Yeah. Wonderful. Just absolutely wonderful. And if there could be a runner-up, it would be the shrimp and grits that my wife had from Golden Brown and Delicious in Greenville, South Carolina. Also incredible.
Well, guys, mine is a two-parter. I have a brunch experience that I'll never forget, but the food was trash. But and I also have a brunch. So the brunch experience I'll never forget. I went to a character brunch at Disneyland with my kids in April. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And you think the first time they see the characters, they're going to be, I don't know, maybe excited. No. My daughter threw her plate of eggs in the air, screaming as if Minnie Mouse is the worst monster she's ever seen in her life. It was the funniest thing. And then Major starts crying, and we're just like, look, there's Minnie. And she's just like, no, get her away. And Minnie tries to like high five. Nothing. Funniest brunch experience I've ever had in my life. I'll never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Ever forget that. The next, my favorite was kind of a brunch do-over. I went to the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas when I was in Vegas for the Dance Awards, and I had a delicious breakfast sandwich there. It was a breakfast burger, and it was amazing. And it had potatoes, and it had hash browns on it. It had jalapenos on it, had some other stuff on it, some weird aioli thing going on. I don't know. All I know is I've been thinking about this for like 6 months, and it was amazing. And also it was a brunch redemption, because the last time I had brunch at the Cosmopolitan, I almost died. It made me feel really good that I could walk out of the Cosmopolitan remembering I walked out of there.
Didi, was that first time at the Cosmopolitan? Would you say that's your most abbreviated brunch?
Abbreviated?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 1,000%. Right.
1,000%. I'm like, did I don't even know if I took a bite. Like, I don't know if I did or not.
Yeah, the minute they delivered the food, you just stood up and left.
Exit stage left, gone. Yeah. Almost got blown away too.
Quickest brunch experience. Oh my God.
So windy.
That's right.
Yeah, dude.
It's windy as shit.
Which, man, this leads us very well into like a topic we should be talking about as we get into 2023. When is BrunchCon? When is Brunch Breakdown going to have its convention in Las Vegas? We got to talk about that.
We did. We haven't followed up on that in quite some time.
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
Meet you at the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Meet
where
me
it's
at our
be.
spot.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Ooh.
Runner-up action there. Yeah,
I know, right
Yeah,
there. Put it on the playlist. Add it to the playlist. Oh my God. Well, that was the Brunchies, gentlemen. Any final thoughts? We gave out our first Icon Award this year. I mean, I'm proud of us for that. Like, shouts to Usher for just sweeping the night. Like, wow. Any final thoughts on the Brunchies?
This is always an honor to host this award with you both. If the icon didn't go to Usher, and if he gets some sort of disqualification because he won another category, I think we need to consider Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who somehow, some way, continually becomes topics. It enters into topics on this show, whether or not he's in the news. He always finds a way. He's always the answer to like, who would you want or who would you rather? It's always been The Rock on this show. He can, and I just think that's just he's an iconic person for this show and this program. But him and Usher in the same category, you can't go wrong there.
Agreed. I tried to find Usher on Cameo and he's not there. But there's a guy named Jesse T. Usher Jr. So we could just have him say he's Usher, and hey, you're listening to the Brunch Breakdown.
I wonder if we can find, especially now that Usher's, has a Vegas residency, if they have like those like lookalike people, if there's like an Usher lookalike actor out there on a street actor, and we can just get a video with that guy.
That's all we need.
I mean,
at Usher, we're there for BrunchCon. I mean, come on.
Yeah, BrunchCon has to happen when Usher is in Vegas performing. Yeah. So, yeah. And then we get Usher in person. This is perfect. Wow. The things we
it.
figure out on the show.
Right.
Incredible. Well, that was the brunch.
Outside of this hour of the week, there's not a lot that happens up here.
Right.
You know? But when these three minds get together, greatness
Special.
happens.
Facts. Well, that was the brunchies. Hope you guys enjoyed. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.